Special member request here, we have Cowardice by Defeater, guitar tabs and guitar lesson. I'm going to play all the different parts of the song right through. After that, go back through, give some more explanation for what's going on. Please hit that subscription button. It's the best way of letting me know you like this video and want me to do more. Without further wait, let's get on into it. Alright, so we'll be arranging this in a drop D tuning, D-A-D, G-B-E. In this initial riff, it's kind of just a clean, a little more simplified version of the upcoming riff. So we'll just start with an open D power chord here, hit the low D and the A. Alright, drop down, and we'll hit an open middle D with a 3G, and then do open middle D with a 2G. Okay, so we're going from like a D flat 6 to a D minor, basically. So, all right, now we'll walk it up to the 3rd fret here for this F. We go open 2 to 3. You can even hit the little power chord there if you want. All right, and then we do that same open middle D 3, open middle D 2. Now we take the power chord up to 5s at the D and A. And now we kind of like invert, where we'll go 7 to 8 on that middle D with those, you know, I could probably throw like the 5 on the A with it too. Okay, so it takes it up to like a G now, G sus to G minor. And then we come all the way up high with this real fun kind of A augmented chord. Basically, we just kind of slide up to 10s on the G, B, and E. All right, and then we'll pick all the way down through and back up and then through the middle here. Basically, we just do that 10 E, B, G. And then we want an 11 on the D and a 12 on the A. All right, now we just go right back down the way we came. And then you can even come back up to like say the B and G and just hang out there for a little bit. So now everybody comes in heavy here for the verse, and like I said, it's kind of just a bigger power chorded version of like what the intro is doing. So we just come off to our big D power chord here. And then we throw in our, same power chord there with the 3-2 on the G. Okay, walk it up to the open 2-3. Okay, for that F, and same deal there. You can do that same 3-2 on the G if you want. You kind of need to change your formation a little bit. I kind of like to, at this point, since we're trying to throw in big chords with it now, just strum those 3s and then hit the 3 on the G. And then, I got long fingers here, so I can come over and hit the 7 on the D after that. Alright, now we just take it up to the 5s now. And same deal with this, we just strum it, and then we do our 7 to 8 on the D. And then here we can even throw in a little background scale that happens there where it's 5G, 8, 7D to the 8A. Alright, now we come up to our big A funky augmented chord here. And with this one you can, instead of doing the 12 on the A, you can just let it be an open. Makes it sound a little bigger, a little cooler there, but we still get our 11D and 10s on the GBE. And with this, we just kind of strum it out a handful of times. And then we want this D flat note here. And throw that in at the 14B. And if that's too much of a stretch for you, you can also get it at the 9E. You just have to switch your configuration a little bit. So, like I said, just and then throw in that 14B. Back to a clean vibe, and kind of similar to before, this is like a cleaner version of a bigger power chorded thing that's about to happen. So with this, we're just kind of doing a couple notes. Start with the 1 on the D, and then we just hit open Gs for about 7-8 times. Alright, then we hit the 1D, and then we hit 2s on the G. Come up to the 5 on that low D, and then hit open Gs under it. And you want to do about, 2 measures worth of those open Gs. Alright, go through that whole thing twice, and then we kind of throw in a new little bass note direction here where we'll hit 3 on the low D, and then hit our open G. Hit the 1 on the A, hit 2s on the G, and then an open low D, and hit some open Gs. Alright, repeat the 3 to open G, 1A to 2G, and then we just hit the 5 low D and just let it ring. So now like the big power chorded fun version of this, or get it heavy, and then we just do first fret power chord here for some E flats there, and we're going to throw in a little strums of this interesting like major 7 sus2 vibe going on here, where basically we're just hitting our 3s on the D, or our 1s on the DAD, and then we throw in a 2 G 3 B and then the 1 on the high E. Okay, cool sounding chord there. And then we just go from that to a G minor, which we do our 5s on the D, A, and then throw in that 8 on the middle D, and you can even throw in a 7 on the G if you want for that extra little octave. Okay, go between those two chords a couple times. Then we land on our 3rd fret power chord for the F. Come down to this B flat power chord at the 1, A, and 3 on the D and G. Hit it once, and then make that 3 on the G a 2. So it gets like a major vibe there, and then back to the 3. And then just come off to open low D power chord. Alright, repeat our 3 power chord, the B flat, 3, 2, 3 on the G. And then with this, we finish it by doing 3 dynamic strums of the 5th fret here, the G. And once we get into the final stretch here, that outro, we get probably about 3 guitars laying over each other. The first one just does this kind of little alternate picking couple string thing here where We just bounce between 3B and 5E a couple times. Hesitate, do it again. Then we go once, 3, 5, and then just come off to 3s on the B and E. Just go back between that a handful of times. All right, the outro chords come in, and it just starts with a good couple measures of an open D power chord. Okay, do a C power chord here at the 3A, 5 on the D and G. And with this, just a handful of strums, and then drop it down to the 1 and 3 for the B flat. Okay, come back off to the open D for a couple measures. Then we land on 5s for that G power chord. And then land on the B flat at the 1 and 3s. And as this is happening, there's another guitar over the top of it that kind of, as we transition from, the first to the second chord, the D to the C, and then later the D to that G, it's doing this little bit where we on the B string, we slide 5 up to 6, pick those 6s a couple times, slide the 6 back to 5, and then 5 on the G. All right, and I'll do that twice throughout the progression. And then to cap it off, it just kind of slides the 10 on the high E up to 12, and then lands on the 10 of the B. And after we go through the progression a good handful of times, that second guitar just kind of starts cutting loose and getting a little wild with the, up here at the 10s on the GBE. It's just kind of a real arbitrary, just strummed, random thing. Okay, just have fun with that. And at a certain point, we do this little solo lead scale up where we'll slide 15 on the E, and then hit 13B, slide up to 17E, hit the 15B, and then just land on the 20 of the high E.